Hi you guys, this is Jayska from A Diamond in the Sticks YouTube channel. If this is the first time you've been to my channel, welcome to my channel. I hope you stay here and I hope you enjoy my content, and you're always welcome here. But anyways, today I'm going to get into the topic on my opinion of, do you like PDA or public affection? And my answer to that is, I don't really like it, like seeing other people hugging and kissing, especially kissing. And I don't really like seeing other people do that. I don't know if it's because of my past traumas from my childhood and sexual mistreatment or what, but I don't know, it's just like a trigger for me. I've never liked it. Whenever I was young, I never did like it. I never did like seeing my parents do it, and my parents didn't do it that often. As far as like kissing, hugging, holding hands, I never did like it whenever I did see them do it though, period. And I don't know if it's because I wasn't brought up from a very, in my opinion, in my experience, in my soul, what my soul speaks and says, a very loving, affectionate family or what, but I've never liked public affections like that. And even like whenever I had my first boyfriend, which my first real boyfriend was my ex-husband and stuff. But anyways, we didn't even like do PDA that much or nothing. So I've never been one on public affections and stuff. I find it really kind of cringe and stuff, and I've always kind of just turned my head and looked away and kind of gave respect for people if they're kissing or hugging or holding hands or whatever. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know if that's because of my past or what it is, but that's just how I feel about it. I don't know. But on the other side of that, and this might not be such a good side to talk about or nothing, but I guess you could call it the perverted side of it. Because yes, I am. Unfortunately, I pray about all the time, but unfortunately I am a highly sexual person, and I've got my addictions and I've got my sins and stuff with masturbation, whatever. But anyways, it is what it is. And so yeah, if I was like in a relationship, I've always, I have experiences in that department in my past with public um affection or PDA or whatever, but mostly it was just like sometimes whenever I was younger and stuff, and I still had all my body parts like my boobies and whatever. But anyways, and I still was thin, hadn't got fat and stuff and disabled or whatever. But anyways, yeah, it can be fun, I have to admit. Like if you're with your partner or your mate or whatever and in a relationship, and I like the kind of sneakiness to it, to be honest about it, of going somewhere that you think, you know, for instance, in my experience or whatever, I went behind an abandoned, it was abandoned though. I went behind a bowling alley one time with my ex, and anyways, we, cause I've only been with two people sexually in my life, and the other person I was with, we never did go anywhere besides that apartment. But anyways, but with my ex, we went to in the public at this place in Perry County in Hazard, Kentucky. It used to be called Fugates. A lot of y'all might know it as like Fugates Water Park, and they had everything. They had like a cinema, and they had like a bowling alley. They had everything. Anyways, one time I went with my ex to watch movies, but before we started watching the movie, we got frisky with each other, and it was mostly me because I'm more sexual than what he was or is or whatever, and I admit to it. But anyways, uh, we went behind a bowling alley, and it was abandoned though. They had already gotten rid of the bowling alley at that point in time, but we went in the corner. And I know a lot of y'all are like, oh, well, that's just trashy or whatever. But at the time, it was fun and it was memorable. I have to admit to it or whatever. But we went behind the bowling alley in like a corner, and there was probably cameras there still yet, you know. And we was standing up, and we was having smacks like that, you know. I was propped up against the brick wall and stuff, and it was fun. So, like, some things like that when you're being kind of sneaky, but the ideal of where you could possibly get caught, you know, it can be kind of fun in a way or whatever if you're in a relationship like that. But as far as actually seeing people doing stuff like that, I don't like that at all. I don't like to even watch people kiss. I usually turn my head. I don't like it's really uncomfortable for me to be around really affectionate people, whether it's just hugging or holding hands or whatever. I guess it's cause I'm kind of jealous like too, because I don't have that. I guess it would be different if I had that, but I've never had that. And like I say with my ex and stuff, he was never like, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, there's a little thing of fish right there. But anyways, he was never very affectionate to me anyways and stuff when we were together. And so, and like I said, I've only been with, my body count's 2, so I've only been with 2 people. And the other person I was with, we never left their apartment. So, you know, we never did nothing in person together in any shape and form with each other, and other than sexual stuff at their apartment or whatever. But I don't know, I get kind of nervous and turn my head. I feel like I'm giving people respect and stuff by not watching them whenever they're displaying their public affections for each other. And I just don't want to watch it, you know. I don't enjoy watching that. Other people, I mean, I guess if I was the one doing it, I would enjoy it, but I just don't enjoy watching other people display public affections for each other. Now, I've always dreamed about and always wanted it, and even though to this day I would say I don't want it, there's probably some part of me left in me, some little teeny tiny part of me left in me, still that I probably would have a desires for a relationship and have the desires to have like a partner where they were willing and I didn't have to ask for it and bring it up all the time and be jealous like or whatever. For a partner to just stand by me and for me and want to be around me and want to not be embarrassed and want to display public affections for me, like they cared for me, like holding my hands and just I don't know, just hugging me in public places or walking side by side with me. I mean, heck, I never did get that. So I always got someone either walking nowhere near me or so far away from me. And that was even when I was pretty and skinny. and stuff when I was younger and before anything happened to me, or someone just like walking so far behind me. So I've always had to deal with that, like parts of narcissism and stuff. So I've never had like a true relationship, so to speak, when it comes to anything like that, or public affections and stuff. But I've always kind of secretly wanted it, to be honest, you know. That's all I can be, is honest about things. But no matter how bad it hurts to spit those words out and say, you know, the truth's the truth. But at the same time now, I'm more like, I've always been like this, even before I had my hysterectomy and stuff. I'm more kind of like what people would think of like a male in sexual acts, as far as like, I do not like to be cuddled. I don't like my hair to be messed with. I don't like to be like, I like what little bit of control I do have, if that makes sense. I don't like feeling like someone is all in control of me, in no matter what shape or form it is, whether it's my body or whatever. I don't like that feeling of like being held down, kind of like, and stuff. I guess because of my past traumas and my abuse and stuff too, from my past relationships, maybe that's kind of like why I'm like that. I don't know. But I'm also like, what I was trying to say too, like how I'm more male is, I'm one of those people usually after I have sex or whatever, I'm just like, wham bam and thank you. You know, get off of me and get away from me. I'm done with you. You know, as soon as I'm done with you, leave me alone. You know, just don't hover over me, don't cuddle me, don't touch me and mess with my hair, and like, I don't need to be touched all the time. I mean, I think it would be nice to have someone's hand to hold in a relationship, like if you're walking or whatever, like to walk side by side together, and or like if you're in a vehicle or something, to like hold someone's hand while you're sitting next to them and either one of y'all's driving or whatever. I think like that would be okay, to hold someone's hand and have that kind of affection. But I don't need to be smothered all the time. I don't need to be told. I used to when I was young, because my self-esteem was so bad, and I used to be so psychotic jealous, and there ain't no joking to that. But I was beyond psychotic jealous when I was younger. But now that I'm older and I've been through some stuff in life, I don't need to be sitting told all the time, oh, you're so beautiful, or oh, you're so pretty, or whatever, you know. I don't need to be told that like every second. I don't need to be or I love you like every second. I don't need to be told that. And I realize now too that I'm older and stuff, that actions speak louder than words. When I was younger, I used to think you needed those words all the time, but now it's not the words, it's the actions. Actions speak louder than words when it comes to that stuff. Just someone actually sticking to their words and showing up and actually being there for you, and you know that you can count on them. You know that you can have their support. That's what means more than words. So actions speak louder than words. But I wouldn't mind it like getting hugged ever so often. But as far as like laying around in the bed and cuddling up to someone, that's not me. I like my own space. And I actually like sleeping by myself, because my body's like, it gets where I'm disabled and stuff now. I'm very uncomfortable and stuff too. And a lot of times too, I know this is bad, but it's the truth. A lot of times I'm more comfortable because I'm overweight and a lot of other reasons, I'm more comfortable of sleeping, you know, without no clothes on in the nude and stuff. And so I prefer to sleep by myself, to be honest. So I don't even know if I could handle an actual relationship. It would be so hard for me to find someone. And even though I might not be deserving, or I might not be, my goals might be, or my hopes for a partner might be set too high, I'm old enough now, no matter what, I'm not going to come off my goals or my hopes for a partner. Somebody's a shooting, but I don't know where that was from. They probably, I shouldn't have said that word, but anyways, they're probably pooping up some birds or something up that way, up that direction. But anyways, back to my opinion on the public affection. Sorry for the distraction. I just don't. And into like cuddling and stuff like that on the couch or something, sitting down and stuff. I don't know. I've never. Maybe my younger self would have liked stuff like that, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't like. I'm not that needy like I used to be. I used to be extremely, extremely needy. I had no self-esteem and stuff when I was younger, so I needed all that when I was younger, but I don't want it or need it now. I mean, it would be nice. I have to admit, it would be nice to have a partner, because I've never actually had a true relationship, a true loving on both sides relationship, caring relationship, the way it's supposed to be relationship, like biblical relationship. I've never had that. I've never had like a partner. I've never had like a partner that I could count on or anything. And so maybe that's why I am the way I am. And maybe that's why I would feel differently if it was so or whatever. I don't know if y'all understand or not what I'm trying to say, but I mean, I might would be okay with like holding hands, like I said, if like we was driving in the vehicle together. But that's not like around a whole bunch of people or nothing. That's like not in the public or whatever, to stay on the topic. Or like if we was walking in a park or something like that, I would like for a partner to like walk with me. I'd like to have a partner like a best friend. You know, I would like to have like, that's what I would want in a partner. I would want my best friend. I would want a partner as my best friend. But you know, I think best friendships or friendships makes the best partners and relationships too, and they're long lasting, you know. Obviously you want somebody to have a lot in common with you. I mean, they don't have to have everything in common with you, but you know, you'd want them to have a lot in common with you and stuff. And I don't know, I just think I would have a hard time finding that too. Find someone who's willing to put up with me too. And I have baggage. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but that's the way the world looks at it. And I mean, we all have baggage, but we have different types of baggage, and some of us has more baggage than others and stuff. And I have a whole lot of baggage, and there's still a whole lot of stuff that, even though I'm 43 years old, there's still a whole lot of stuff that I haven't worked through of my own that I need to work on in my own time, my own space. It's just getting my own time, my own peace. That's something I long for now that I'm older, is peace. And that's something I hardly ever get in my life, unfortunately, right now, is peace. It's very sad. Very, very sad. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But anyways, I wouldn't mind having a partner to hug me, you know, every now and then. But I'm just not the cuddling type. It feels smothering to me to be like cuddled and stuff all the time, and especially someone to mess with my hair. That just, it kind of brings back trauma to me of being choked, and I just don't like that feeling at all of being like that. And then two, like, I don't know, just I don't know. I'm not a real big fan of public affection or nothing. You gotta kind of go easy on me and take baby steps with me, and I just don't think that there's anyone out there in this world that's willing to do it and stuff now and stuff. But I do not like seeing people. Maybe if I was in a healthier, happier relationship, which I've never been in, and I know that now that I'm older, I've never had that. I've never experienced that. Every relationship I've been in, whether it's been with a lover or it's been with a family member or friend, it's been unhealthy. And so I'm just kind of like at the point where I just want to heal and I just want to find peace, and I'm not really interested in a relationship or nothing. But I mean, I do, obviously. I like kissing. I just don't like doing it in front of everybody. I think it's real disrespectful myself. And but I do enjoy if I am in a relationship with someone and stuff. I do enjoy like them putting in the effort or me putting in the effort and them going along with it because they want to do it too, and they enjoy it too. Of us like sneaking off somewhere in public, and that wasn't the only time I've done that, but I like that, going off in public, but not purposely being out in public to be seen, to have smacks or nothing. But I do like to go out off in the public to have smacks or whatever. But I remember this one time whenever I was younger, and I don't think I had children yet or nothing, but I was with my ex, and anyways, I don't think we were married yet either, so that tells you that I had smacks before legal documented marriage or whatever. But anyways, we went on a picnic, and I am kind of romantic at heart, and that's something my ex never was romantic. He was there ain't a romantic, not for me anyways, and he might have it for other people. So whatever, it is what it is now. But and it's kind of sad that, you know, not that I would want anything to do with him like that now or nothing, but back then I would have or whatever. But it's kind of sad that people can be like that for other people, but they can't be like that for you. But whatever, it is what it is. But anyways, one time when we went on a picnic, because I wanted to go to a picnic, and I was always the one planning these things and doing these things and stuff. It would be nice to have someone to think of you and just surprise you, because I've never had that. I've never even went on a date. But I'm not going to get into it in this video. This video is getting to be kind of long, and I didn't want it to be long. But anyways, I've never been on a date in my entire life with nobody. I know y'all probably like, how in the world could you not go on a date? But I haven't. I've never been on a date, not even with my ex. I've never experienced that. I've never had anyone surprise me or nothing like that, which I'm also one of them type of people. I'm just being honest because I have to be. I'm one of them people that it's really hard to surprise or get anything past, because I'm always like that type of person. Back whenever I used to believe in like Christmas or celebrate Christmas in the American way or whatever you want to call it. I don't do that no more. I don't believe like that, but that's a different story too. But anyways, I was always one of those people that I would be wanting to like open up all the Christmas presents before it was time. Or it's like the same thing with my birthday presents or whatever, And I couldn't keep a secret when it came to stuff like that. I'd always tell everybody what I got for them or whatever. But anyways, that's just how I am. I'm not as bad as I used to be when it comes to that stuff, but I'm still pretty bad, to be honest. I can't keep a secret when it comes to surprises, and it's also the same way with me. That's why like people can't hardly surprise me or nothing. But with my ex, he's just not that type of person, especially not with me ever. And he doesn't have that initiative to do like special things or desires to. He's not romantic. And so it was always me. And that's a bad feeling when you're a female, like you're the one who has to do everything, you know? It'd be nice to be thought of and stuff. And I've never ever had that. I have had stuff bought for me. Don't get me wrong, it's been a long time in my past. But I've never just had no special occasion, anything, or surprises or romantic stuff or anything like that, dates or anything. So that would be nice. And like I said, it would be nice, even though I am disabled now and my body's different and I'm older and stuff, I still think I might not be as highly sexual as I used to be, but I'm still kind of sexual. And I still think I would like, if I was in a relationship, to go on some adventures with somebody. And in the public, I like having smecks out I like nature. I like nature in every shape and form. So what can I say? I like, back whenever I was addicted to porn, I would watch a lot of nature porn videos, to be honest, and stuff. So, I mean, I think I would be up and willing to have smecks again in the nature. That's whenever it's all the memorable times for me too, is whenever it's out it's in the public, but it's in the woods, it's in the nature and stuff. But so anyways, that's my ideal of PDA or public affection. I really don't like seeing it, but I guess I would look at it different if I was actually in a loving, caring relationship. And then too, I think it conflicts with my past traumas from my childhood and also my past abuse of domestic violence and stuff from my past relationships. So anyways, I think that would be my ideal of, in my opinion, of PDA. There's a big old bee flying around here, but that's my opinion on PDA and stuff. And I still don't even enjoy it to this day. And maybe that's too because I have such a strained relationship with my parents, and plus because I know that all kinds of crap has went on over the years in my parents' relationships, and it just makes me sick. But I cannot stand it to this day, seeing my parents like even holding hands or kissing or hugging or nothing. I cannot stand that. It makes me sick, literally sick to my stomach when I see that. So, and I feel that way. I just turn my head and it gets like awkward, like when I see other people doing it like out in public and stuff. You know, no matter if it's male and female or if it's female and female or male and male, it's just awkward like seeing that and being around that when you're in public. So I kind of think it's disrespectful too, to see that and stuff. Like holding hands is fine, hugging's fine, but whenever you start slopping around on each other, kissing and stuff, I don't like to see that at all. So, and I think most people would probably agree with me, but I don't know. Y'all can tell me in the comments what you all think and what your all's opinion is on PDA and public displays of affection. Please talk to me in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.